Hi guys, and welcome to the Football Fix channel. I'm Tom and this is Ned, and we're today going to be talking about the England First 11 and what we would do to go in to the actual World Cup in the winter. Without further ado, I'll hand you over to Ned.
Right guys, I'm Ned. Before this video starts, please make sure to subscribe, like the video.
Go on then, Ned, discuss United season. Let's start it off with that. Just get it out of the way. What do you think of United season?
Pain. To put it simply, pain. I think missing out on Champions League, obviously, is the worst part about it all. I thought every time we got battered, I thought, at least we'll get top four. At least we'll get the top four. And the more I said it, the more I thought we're not getting top four.
Well, no, you don't say.
Building up false hope. In terms of the signings, obviously good signings that we've had, obviously with Ronaldo, Varane and Sancho, but I feel like nothing's really clicked.
Here's a question on the signings. Would you say the signings took you back as a team? And if they did, does that mean the bad signings?
No, I wouldn't say we took us back as a team. I think with Ronaldo coming in as the highest goal scorer, I think that was a big problem, isn't it? Everyone's saying Ronaldo's a problem and all this garbage. And he's one of the highest goal scorers.
Did he imbalance the team? Did he make everyone sort of not care as much as a collective?
I feel a little bit, yeah. I feel like the change rooms were different when he came in.
Because we've seen dips in Bruno's output and Rashford's output since.
Yeah, but I was thinking with Bruno because they're playing Portugal together. So you would have thought Bruno would be right. Even like when he came in, everyone was saying, "Oh, there's tension in the change room." Everyone just seemed a bit off because I don't know. Maybe it's just such a big player coming back. But
maybe
I'm so happy with it. Obviously, he hasn't got. I'm not saying he hasn't got long left, but he's old now, isn't he? He's not going to be here for
Ronaldo.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it was more of a signing just to get the season, get something, win a trophy, which didn't happen. But obviously, he wants to stay.
It was a signing for the Champions League. Now you're not in the Champions.
Yeah, well, and the thing about not being Champions League either is the signings we're going to make. No one's going to want to drop. Say if they were a big signing, you want them. No one's going to drop down to.
You think United are in a risk of, because obviously us growing up, they've been the best team in the world, or the biggest team in the world, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I think they're now at a point, because obviously 10 years since he won the last league, where they're about to start spiraling down in terms of reputation, sort of like Arsenal did. They used to be one of the biggest teams in the world, and then trophies took them, 20 years now since the last league. They've won a few FA Cups here and there, but they're definitely not as big as they once were. Do you reckon United are in danger of that?
I really hope. I don't think so. I don't think we're in danger of that. I think, some clubs are just too big to, face this sort of thing. But obviously, it could happen to anyone at this point. But
yeah,
I feel like with Eric Tarr coming in, the new staff, I feel like something basically has to change. I can't keep going on like this for a long time. It's been going on for ages now. We haven't won a trophy or anything.
But Leeds, for example, were in the before they got relegated, before they got relegated, weren't they? They were in Europe, so anything can happen.
Yeah, I suppose. And obviously, Leeds almost got relegated this year as well. To be fair, but I feel like with United, it's just different. It's just completely different. I think how big the club is and stuff, and how much the fans. And I hope so. The players want to win some silver. I think we can get it back, but obviously I don't think we're close to the level of like City or Liverpool at this point.
No, well, no one is really. Even Chelsea are miles off, aren't they?
I was going to say it's well miles off, but at least I think top four's aim next year at least. Top four.
I think top four will be Tottenham's probably, and one of Arsenal and Chelsea. I think Tottenham will secure it, but I'm not sure about Chelsea or Arsenal. I think United are going to, because of the clear
next year. It all depends on the signings. I think this transfer window.
I don't know. I think because of the rot that's gone on above level, it's going to take a while to settle in, because a lot of it will take. Obviously, you've got different staff members coming in, different board members, different players. Because of the upheaval, I think it will take a season where you're going to have to settle. But the settle will have progress in it, so you'll play better football, sort of like what other teams have done. in the meantime, and then I think the season after will be when you'll properly go for top 4 and maybe even challenge.
Yeah, maybe there will be. I think maybe a development stage, sort of getting everyone settled, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a reset, isn't it?
I thought it would have been this year, but obviously, I think this year was
anyway.
just a wake up call. But I'm tired of speaking about United now.
Yeah, let's move on to the actual topic at hand. Obviously, England and our first 11s for what we think will be the strongest 11 for the national side. First up, before we get into the lineup, I just want to present this to you. For when we're looking at this, obviously it's for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Who would your manager be for the World Cup? Would you stick with Gareth Southgate or would you twist with someone else?
God.
No, I know that I've put that one out the blue, but has he done enough to deserve the right, in your opinion, to get into the World Cup, considering he's got us to a final and a semi-final?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll stick with Southgate, to be honest.
Yeah.
The only real problem is that he does the subs way too late, and then when he does the subs, usually they're not even that beneficial.
Personally, I think his problem is he's too cautious with this squad of players. You can't rely on the defence.
He does have his favourites, which is quite obvious at this point.
How the hell's Maguire still playing? But like for me, it's got to be I'd change it up, and I'd either go with Arsene Wenger or Graham Potter with this set of players. If Arsene Wenger wants to come back into management, if Arsene Wenger wants to come back into management, then it would be. Even though we probably wouldn't do much, like as in we wouldn't win out, but it would be fun to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah, I do think even that England Germany game was a bit of a snooze fest when it wasn't the most funnest games.
So bad, it was horrendous.
And then the Hungary one was probably, well, not probably, definitely even worse.
I didn't even watch the Hungary one. I watched the Germany one.
Yeah, it was just 1-0 lost to a penalty that Sabasla, whatever he's called, scored. But the Germany one, yeah, we got battered, but basically for 90 minutes, then we got a lucky penalty, to be honest.
Well, yeah, and it wasn't even a penalty, yeah.
I don't know how we beat them in the Euros, but there you go.
Well, it's because cautious mentality wins games sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think we'll win the World Cup. I think we'll get far, but I think it's just too difficult to win it this time round.
Yeah,
especially when you've got like France with like Nkunku and Benzema playing like they are. Pogba actually not playing rubbish. You know, France have got such good depth in their squad, and I feel.
Yeah, it's France's, isn't it? It's France's all day.
Yeah.
Mbappe's a year older and better. I mean, Kante's older, which is an issue, but you know, Camavinga's coming through, so
yeah, France have got so much talent. I feel, probably they'll be the ones to beat this year.
Yeah, definitely. So going on to your 11 then, who you got in goal? Because I think it's only one obvious candidate, but
in goal,
I reckon you've probably punted different.
Yeah, I think we've got different, but I've picked Pickford again this year, obviously, with the Euros.
Right.
Which is very mixed opinions from everybody. Obviously, if you watch him on Everton, he's not the best. Obviously,
he's different. He's proper
Everton Pickford's different. This England Pickford is just a different Pickford. So good. So good.
Firstly, Germany yesterday weren't great. Secondly,
he should have saved that. That was abysmal.
Secondly, that if I was to do it from England performances, then I'd be kind of hypocritical because that's like my biggest complaint with Southgate. You should do it completely on form, in my opinion. So, in terms of form, there's only two options in my head. You've got Nick Pope, who's been tremendous towards the end of the season, and you've got Ramsdale, who's had a very good season. And I'd punt for Ramsdale because he's better with his feet and also he's Arsenal. But I'd definitely go Ramsdale out of the keeping up.
Obviously, goalkeepers using their feet is more common now, but I don't think it's that important, especially like.
I think it is when we got the players that we've got. When you look at John Stones, Ben White, Harry Maguire, etc., they're all players, and Kyle Walker, they're all players used to playing out from the back, so they're going to.
Yeah, I suppose it's just developed into them, isn't it? So, I do feel like Pickford's distribution's gotten a lot better. You know, his distribution's good. His penalty saves are unreal. I think it's just, I don't know. Sometimes
Jordan Pickford, isn't it? You ain't going to win a World Cup with Jordan Pickford in that. To be fair, you're not going to win a World Cup with any of them in that.
Yeah, but you're not going to have a World Cup without Pickford in there. It has to be Pickford. It's always been Pickford for such a long time now. I think he's.
But could you argue that's what needs to change?
I don't think Pickford's that much of a problem that it needs to change.
Right. Okay. Well,
I'm sticking with
2 teams anyway. So you got Pickford. I've got Ramsdale. We'll do a thing at the end where like
cool then.
They prefer. but I think I'm winning so far on that one for the majority. Surely.
We'll see what else there is, and we'll see what happens.
Well, the contentious aspect next for a lot of debate is right back. Now, I think there's only one winner, even in a back four or anywhere. I think you have to go with Trent Alexander-Arnold because he's the best right back in the world. Even though he's obviously defensively not great, I think you can sort of get a midfielder.
Passing in his distribution is absolutely unreal.
Yeah, so you've got to get a midfielder to just fill in, don't you? To be honest, that I was thinking about this before, and the right back situation made me consider, I'm not going to, putting Henderson in just because he knows to drop in when needs be.
No, I didn't pick Jordan Henderson either.
I didn't either.
The 2 right backs you'd take is 3 actually. I'd take Trippier as well because he's been quite well.
I wouldn't.
I would take Trent.
I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take him purely because obviously he can play left back and he can play right back, but with free kicks, right? We've got Trent if we've got him on the pitch. Like you don't need another player just for free kicks. You could potentially have James Ward-Prowse in the squad, and then that just makes Trippier a bit useless.
I'd take James Ward-Prowse with us, but I wouldn't put him in the start.
No, I wouldn't. But he'd be in the squad. So if you need free kicks, you've got enough to cover, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but the main one would be Trent. It has to be. It can't be anyone else.
You can't go anyone else. How many assists did he get this year? Do you know? 12 or 13. I'll check. Hang on.
He's 13.
13.
I feel like
that sounds right.
He's like basically another attacker though to join the attack. He's just so good, and I feel the only one that's on par is Reece James. He's played well for Chelsea this year with his assists.
Trent got 12 in the league, which is mental for a fullback again.
Yeah, I think he'll do well at the World Cup, Trent. I hope so, anyway.
Well, obviously that wasn't very contentious, to be fair, because obviously online it's all Trippier.
No, it's pretty obvious, wasn't it?
That was quite easy.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to centre backs then. Who's your 2? I'll let you go first, and then I'll go first for left back.
I haven't picked Maguire, obviously, for obvious reasons. Even though loads of people seem to feel like he's a bit like Pickford when he's rubbish on Everton, but good on
England. But I wouldn't. If I in my head, Arsene Wenger's managing this team. He's playing a high line. You ain't having Maguire in a back 4 and high line. There's no chance.
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't pick Maguire. I picked with Tomori is one of them because Tomori's been real at AC Milan.
I agreed with that one.
And I picked Tomori, and then I picked John Stones as well. I don't know who else you put centre back, to be honest. I mean, you got like Connor Cody.
I didn't put
like that, but I picked.
Are we just forgetting Benjamin White? Distribution king.
Ben White. I think John Stones had a good season this season. Obviously,
Ben White's had a. I mean, right? No. So I'm on the fence.
Like you said, the way John Stones plays out the back, Ben White can't do that as good as
he can.
No, he can't.
Do you watch him play? His only asset is playing out the back. He's like a winger. He just doesn't really. I mean, I do think John Stones is a better player and obviously plays in a better side. So I've got that going for it. And he's also played with a lot of this squad. So you've got the relationships there. I was in an
an obvious one, I think, because Tomori's had an unreal. Obviously, it took Southgate a while to select him, which was crazy.
Yeah. Tomori's like the non-negotiable for me, but I think
I'll keep him in.
Considering Ben White and John Stones.
I think we'll take. I think Ben White. We don't have many options for centre back. To be honest,
Ben White definitely has to go. I wouldn't be against it if Ben White started. I mean, I don't think it's as cut stone as you stated. I do think it's quite close. That might be my Arsenal bias. I don't know, but
yeah, I think both of them have to go. But I'd just start so, to be honest.
fair enough. I mean, the issue with Ben White, which I do not like, is he gets a lot of sort of media criticism and hate when he hasn't actually done out. For example, there was something
Yeah.
like there was a stat went round, right? There was like 20 errors leading to goals from Arsenal players, right? And it had Ben White as the picture. He hasn't conceded one error leading to goals. Like, how is that even like fair? But yeah,
Yeah.
no, stuff like that gets my goat up.
He's a
But
good player, but I think John Stones just does it for me.
that's
Defenders
fair.
wasn't really, for me, that hard to choose from because we don't really have much options that I could say, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
definitely start him.
I mean, left back is it's a bit of a nothing position, isn't it, for us?
Yeah,
Who you gone with? Have you gone with the Palace lad or have you gone with Shaw or Chilwell? I went Chilwell personally.
I've gone with Mitchell, Tyreek Mitchell.
Mitchell.
I know he's a young left back, but I feel like obviously my ideal would be Luke Shaw, but he hasn't even been that good for United, to be honest. And what he did in the Euros was amazing.
I don't think any United defender can get in off the basis of this season defensively.
I think Mitchell's had a great season. Even Mitchell or Chilwell definitely starts.
Yeah. I went Chilwell, but he has been injured from the majority of the season, so it's like
I want to put it out. But then if you don't take him, you haven't really got many options unless you want Mitchell to play every single game.
yeah. So who would you actually have in your team?
To start, I'd have the back line would be Mitchell, Stones, Tamori, and Trent, which I think is quite a solid back four.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'll go different. Then.
Very young back four.
I'll go different just to be different. So then there's two different. I'll go Chilwell, Tamori, White, Trent to be a bit different.
Yeah, like I mean, I could see it happening. Obviously, Chilwell wasn't injured out here, but I could see that happening. Yeah.
Yeah. What formation have you said? Oh, gone.
4-3-3.
4-3-3. Okay.
Which is, I feel like England could really benefit off. To be honest, I know that it's a very basic, it's a very default formation. But
well, it's fine though, isn't it? Because he's using two holding at the moment, in a sort of thing, and it's not working.
Yeah, I don't think that we can do that in the World Cup, especially like the teams we'll probably come up against.
No, I think for me, well, I'll do my. I sort of see it as it's a 4-3-3, but more of a 4-2-3-1, as in like you've got one more advanced midfielder.
Yeah.
And my midfield three would be personally, and I think this is going to be shocking to some people. Declan Rice as the more defensive.
Yeah.
Box to box, I don't think can be disputed as Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
And then in my attacking midfield, I'm missing out Mason Mount because I think he's garbage. And I've gone with Jack Grealish.
Oh. Yeah, I think we've got the quite similar actually. I'll give you that. Bellingham, obviously, I had to pick. Rice, obviously, I've had to pick. But I've gone with Foden instead. I'm going with Phil Foden.
I mean, yeah, you can take either, can't you?
You can take both, obviously, but I've gone with Foden. I think our midfield's stacked, though, isn't it? We've got so many good midfielders. Even like you've got like Calvin Phillips on the bench, Ward Prowse.
I just think Grealish adds a bit more progression to the attack.
Yeah, I think Grealish. I know obviously hasn't been that good for City, obviously, because he's just come in and stuff. But we know from.
I don't even think he's been bad though. I thought every time.
No, he hasn't been bad. I think it's just because he had such high standards at Villa. So when he played at Villa, he was absolutely like we know him from the back of that, basically.
Yeah,
I picked him off the back of that. He's just such a good player. I think those three, obviously, it's a bit weird that we're not picking Henderson, but I just don't think
it is. I think I'd take Henderson and have him rotational just because I think he helps out Trent a lot.
Yeah, you definitely take him that experience as well. I'll have to take Henderson, but I don't think I'd start him.
No, I wouldn't either. The only other option would be obviously Mason Mount, but for me, Mason Mount is.
No, I wouldn't pick Mason Mount. I don't think he's been.
He's the cautious pick, isn't he? He doesn't really translate into goals and assists, but he's a very good all-round midfielder. But you've sort of got two better all-round midfielders, even if they're a bit slightly more defensive in Bellingham and Rice. So it's like you don't want to just stick them all.
Yeah, I think with the Bellingham and Rice and obviously Foden or like you said, Grealish is just. I think it's just a good combination of the
Yeah.
three.
I think
Obviously.
Rice for me I'd tell him sort of to sit back a bit more. You don't really
Yeah,
need to be as
really
expansive as you
Bradley,
are for West Ham. Just screen that
yeah,
line.
yeah. Just give him a similar role to be fair, because he did that so well at West Ham all year. So I think
Yeah. Here's a
obviously,
question: would Calvin Phillips make your squad?
yeah, he wouldn't start, but I'll take him.
Do you
Take
think?
him with us. Yeah, I'll take Phillips.
I'm not sure I'd have
Obviously,
space.
he's been similar to Chilwell with the injuries and stuff. But he's a good player, Phillips.
I
I
know,
do
but
like.
I'm not sure I would because of the space. Because if you think about it, we're only going to have a 23-man squad, not a 26.
Oh right, yeah. No, no, I think I'd take him. I honestly would. I think
Right.
he's a good player in that role.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
People might not agree, but there you go. But
Okay.
now, this is the
Well,
part, isn't it?
I don't think it is because I think
I've gone with the obvious choice. I've gone with the
so have
obvious
I.
choice.
I think I've gone with what the standard is and what it will be.
I've gone the basic every time sort of
Right.
thing.
So right wing's Bukayo Saka, left wing
Yeah,
Sterling,
exactly.
striker Kane. Yeah.
I was going to pick Bowen, if I'm honest. But
Christ almighty.
I think Bowen's a quality player, but I think I just had to pick Saka on the base. Even of Arsenal's season, he's just Saka's unreal.
He's not. Yeah, but the thing with Bowen, I'm gonna get slated for this. Bowen won't even go. He won't even travel.
No, that's silly.
It's
That's
not.
really
No,
silly.
no, no. Because
Bowen's
Southgate.
been playing for West Ham all
Yeah,
year.
no, he has. But Southgate doesn't really like him, and Sancho's going to end up going, and Sterling's going to go, and Tammy will go, and then you've got Saka going, and then you've got Foden if he's classed as an attacker. There's too many. Bowen's not going to go. I'm telling you.
I think Bowen will go. Honestly, I think he will, and I think he deserves it as well.
Because I think Grealish will go in, and I think Calvin Phillips will drop into the team as well. I can't. And Maguire's going to go because Southgate has pictures of him or something. Like,
Picture of Maguire on the wall.
yeah. So like,
I know, but
Bowen
even
ain't going.
if Bowen doesn't go, it'd be good because I feel like he really deserves it. He's been so good this year, but if he doesn't go, I won't be surprised with Southgate's decisions.
I think Bowen deserves to go over, say, Sancho, but I don't think he is.
No, I don't know.
I don't
Even
think
at
he's
the
going.
Euro, Sancho barely even played. So
No, I know, but he's not going. I'm telling you. You can
I'll be
tell.
good if he doesn't. I'll be good if he doesn't. Moving on before I get angry at you. There's two more issues, and I think that
It's Sterling and Kane, isn't it? I've already
yeah,
said it.
okay. It's quite
I think
boring.
I think Tammy needs a shot though. He didn't play in any of the two friendlies.
Yeah,
That
I'll
was
take Tammy with us. Tammy Abraham's been quality as well, but it's just always going to be Kane, Sterling, Saka. I think just consistently.
yeah. That'll be it for. I reckon that'll be it for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I do feel like Kane is not better. I feel like his form's more with Spurs. Sometimes in England, you can't really. It's like
Yeah,
he's not even there.
he's just there for penalties, isn't he? He's just there
Yeah.
for what Sterling wins. Sterling's there and then Kane it.
Obviously, you can't not pick him though. It's Harry Kane. So the front three is basic every week. I mean, yeah,
You can't not pick him. He's Harry Kane.
yeah, you can't not pick him. Harry Kane's always on the team sheet. And I think he's always going to be on the team sheet. It's just I can't. Who else besides Tammy would you even take? There's not even that many options up front.
Eddie and Kane. No, I'm joking.
Maybe it's a long time.
Get that young winger in for you, lot, whatever his fucking name is. No, I'd put. I think Kane definitely deserves to start from this season towards the end. At the start of the season, though.
Oh yeah, it's shocking, wasn't it?
I do think Tammy should get more minutes though, because I don't think there's games where Kane doesn't.
It's not fair on him because he's been quite well, not quite good. He's been unreal for Roma since he's joined.
Exactly.
Same with Tomori though, obviously, but our defence, as much as we've said that we want like Tomori and Stones and that back four, I don't think it'll be that. It'll obviously just be Maguire, Stones, Walker, and who even played left back against Germany? The Trippier. Yeah, it'll be just those four, I think.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a really boring team. What he's going to pick, like if it was up to us, we'd have a lot more fun. But it's going to be very boring.
Yeah, I think with the introduction of sort of these new players, well, not new players, but like people recently coming up to England, like Bellingham and
Yeah.
Bowen, if he actually goes, it just adds a bit more to the team, like more creativity, to be honest.
I just checked, and Sterling had 13 goals and 6 assists this season in the league in 30 games, which is very good. I know.
Yeah.
I already know Saka had 17 goal involvements this season, and he played every game. And then Kane, he had an unreal amount, didn't he?
Kane was good this year as well, obviously.
I'll quickly get his stats up.
Do
you reckon Kane will leave in the summer?
No, I don't think he will now. I think no. The City move was obviously the biggest thing. I wish
17 goals, 9
assists, City, to be honest.
I do as well. But the thing is, right, before Ten Hag came in, I said it to you at the time as well. Like, I really could see Kane going to United. It doesn't look like that's going to happen now. I mean, it might still do because they're not getting Nunes, are they? Nunes is going to Liverpool, so.
Yeah, Liverpool snubbed it for some odd reason.
I reckon you could go Kane, actually.
I don't think he'll go. No. Especially Spurs getting top 4 as well, obviously.
Yeah, Conte staying's changed the game, but it's a bit short-sighted if you say signed a new contract now, for example, because Conte only lasts 3 or 4 years at a club. So
yeah, I think obviously I suppose we've got like Perisic now, no? So it's a very Conte team now, which is good.
It's a weird team though, because they've just said they've invested 150 mil or whatever, Spurs, and then they've just gone about signing 2 free agents that are 34. Doesn't
yeah.
It's a bit weird, but no, I mean they'll definitely get better. I mean Conte's an elite manager in it, so it's going to be.
Yeah, really great. I think Spurs will definitely get top 4. I think next year.
Right. So just to clarify my team, then I've gone Ramsdale. And then I've gone Chilwell, White, Tomori, Trent, Rice, Bellingham, Grealish, Saka, Kane, Sterling.
I think the front three is the only similarities we have, like completely.
Are you going to go Bowen just to make it different?
No, I can't, because I'm going to be honest to myself. I've gone Pickford in net, right?
Right.
Obviously, that's the first difference we had. Then Tammy. Then in defence, Tomori.
That'd be a weird one, wouldn't it? Tammy Abraham in centre back.
Tall enough, I'll give you that. He's lanky, man. I go Trent, Tomori, Stones, Walker, and then midfield Foden, Rice, Bellingham, and then the front three, obviously similar to you, is the Kane, Sterling, Saka. So it's pretty much the front threes are the same, and well, 1 or 2 positions are different, but I think we can't really not pick those players. Some of them we just have to put in.
I agree. Hi guys, thank you for watching. Leave in the comments below what your preferred lineup is and who did the better team. But also be sure to like the video and subscribe as well. I've been Tom.
I've been Ned.
And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.